Rodgers. Now, Rodgers is sort of always seen as, maybe the most talented quarterback of all time, but Brady just had, a better position he was in, obviously with having Belichick and the team he was always put around with the Patriots. If you switch the roles with Brady, not being there, maybe if Aaron Rodgers was on the Patriots, it would have been a totally different story for Aaron Rodgers, and he would probably be the GOAT of the NFL. So, this is going to be really cool to see this matchup again. It's going to be probably, in my opinion, my favorite one to watch. And then for the AFC title game, we have the Buffalo Bills. I almost got where they were from. The Buffalo Bills. Very, very, very interesting. I remember saying this. I think a couple videos ago, talking about how, man, like Buffalo, not too long ago, was like the team you would like send your players to like punish them. Send them to Buffalo, New York, but now they're looking like a really good team, really well run. Could definitely pull up a very big upset against arguably the most talented team in the entire NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. I almost keep forgetting these guys' names, where they're from. The Kansas City Chiefs. So this is going to be a very interesting game. I think definitely, in my opinion, the most entertaining game will be the Buccaneers and the Packers, but I think the grittiest and maybe most physical game, I think it might be the Bills and the Chiefs game, because, man, the Bills look like they're trying to make a name for themselves and getting a humongous upset over this sort of title contending team, it looks like, for years and years and years and years to come. Obviously with Patrick Mahomes, could be something very interesting, so I'm sure they want that really bad. And also with the sort of injury of Patrick Mahomes, which apparently is clear to play. I remember seeing a report. He had a concussion and he passed the concussion protocol, so that's always good. I think we are going to see a different style of Patrick Mahomes. I feel like in this game, I don't think we're going to see 100% Patrick Mahomes. We might see one in the Super Bowl if they do make it, but it might be a little bit of a record game for Kansas City. They might have to rely on their defense or the running game or something like that, because I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be anything more than like 75-80% of himself, unless I'm wrong, which if I'm wrong, then I guess we'll know, because this video will probably be out after those games are done with. And also, speaking on my last video, thank you guys for not being so harsh on me when I did my last playoff NFL video. For some reason, when I made that video, I totally spaced out the fact that, yes, the playoff seedings change and matchups change when people win and lose. And obviously some people did call me out on it, which obviously I said it in the video. Yes, I know I did. I messed up pretty bad, but oh well. Thank you guys so much for letting me just talk about football, because obviously talking about basketball 24/7 is rough to do, and my gameplay videos don't really get a lot of attention, so being able to talk something else on this channel really means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much for always supporting me, at least the ones that do. Okay, so as of right now, I do not know who wins, so I guess I'm going to just make some early picks and predictions and things like that. And then after that, we can talk a little bit about maybe some, I guess for me, hypothetical Super Bowl matchups. But for you guys already know who is in the Super Bowl, which is actually kind of exciting to think about. Okay, so when it came to the divisional games, the Buccaneers actually played very, 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 very well against the New Orleans Saints. Also, the Saints didn't really play all that great that game, but you could definitely tell that when I said before in my playoff video, if Tom Brady can get in a zone where he is just absolutely locked in, like all the greats of every sport have ever done, like he said before, you can do, LeBron James does it all the time in the finals and playoffs, like when players lock in and get focused, he can turn back the clock and, make some amazing plays. And it seems like that's what happened during the New Orleans game as well. He passed for nearly 200 yards, had 2 touchdowns, and only got sacked 1 time. Pretty good. He had a 92.9 quarterback rating, which is pretty insane. It's definitely one of the things where it's really going to come down to how good Tom Brady is that day, but also the team around him has to be up to his level, because if Tom Brady's at this high, super crazy level of, Super Bowl sort of dreams, and the team's not around with him, he's not going to go anywhere. It's not like basketball where one guy can win you a game. It's going to really take everyone else, and it seemed like last game, they had a pretty good running game, and their passing was doing pretty good as So, nonetheless, Aaron Rodgers still threw for almost 300 yards in that game and had a QBR rating of 108.1. My God, that's just super crazy. And maybe I'm just speaking out my butt, and I don't know anything about football, but I feel like finding a rhythm in football is pretty hard to do. And you play one game, and it's not to a great team, but the Buccaneers played against some already pretty decent talent. They might be already ready to sort of have that sort of competitive game. Now, when it comes to playing together, or not together, against each other, who would I pick? Now, obviously, this game, I think it's at noon Pacific time, so it's already going to be way done and over with by the time this video's out. But I'm not too entirely sure. I know Green Bay's obviously favored. They're favored in the sort of like Vegas betting odds and things like that. I think they're also favored just because of their record and how they're playing this entire season and stuff like that, which definitely makes sense. But man, the Bucks and Tom Brady, it's definitely hard to bet against greatness. Obviously, it's hard to bet against LeBron. It's gonna be hard to bet against Tom Brady. But I think if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I've never done sports betting before, but I think I would probably bet on the Packers being totally fine. The Packers knowing that this is a great shot at winning a Super Bowl and probably the last shot of Aaron Rodgers' career, unless maybe next year they are, still at this type of level, then they probably could make it a run for it again next year. So I think I'm going to say the Packers still are my favorite to win that game. So is it closer than what I thought it would have been? Obviously, I didn't even think the Buccaneers would even be here. I thought the Saints were going to play in this game, but I think I picked the Seahawks, which that was a terrible pick. Got the Seahawks. What happened? That was terrible. I just thought too. I guess I thought they were already in a good rhythm and stuff like that. But if I knew anything about the Seahawks, which I do, they always aren't great when they need to be great, and they play great when it's unexpected. So it's kind of funny how it's always flip flop like that. But I'm picking the Packers. I think it's gonna be a close game. Would I be surprised if Tom Brady makes a big upset? No. Do not be surprised if Tom Brady wins this for them. But again, I'm just gonna pick the favorites with the Packers. And then next up, we have the game of we have the matchup against the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, the Chiefs being the favored of the two. This is going to be a very tough game for probably both guys, and I'm really interested to see how well Patrick Mahomes can play, being from this sort of concussion protocol. I hope he's okay. I hope he's fine. But if he's not, and he's like 65, 70, 75, maybe not even 80% of himself, it's really gonna come down to, like I said before, the sort of other guys on the team really stepping up and being great. Run game and defense, which the defense is pretty good usually all the time, but we're really gonna have to see how well they can do. They did almost lose to Cleveland. Cleveland had 17 points. They had 22. Pretty close game. But let's see here for Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes threw for 255 yards, had a rating of 106.9. Still very good, obviously. Didn't even take a sack that game, but only had one touchdown pass. So that's when things are kind of scary. You definitely cannot mess up against this Bills team. This Bills team is going to be very intense and in your face the entire game. And if you have a couple bad, snaps even there, that game can really get away from you very fast, and you don't want to have to dig yourself out of a hole when you don't need to. So Patrick Mahomes is hopefully Josh Allen had 206 yards passing and a touchdown and a rating of 106, so not bad at all. Definitely the run game of the Bills is what they are really good at, so I'm going to be very, very excited to see how well they do that. Diggs is always someone you always need to worry about, and John Brown is playing well as well. He had 62 yards reception, Diggs had 106, so we're really going to have to see a very good game from the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to have to pull this off. Again, they are favored, but again, like the Buccaneers, you cannot be surprised if they make an upset here, which is going to be close. I think that both these games are going to be close games, probably within a touchdown or so. I think it's going to be very interesting, but let's see. I am not entirely sure who I'm going to pick. I mean, the Bills did barely even beat the Colts, so I think they only won by 3 against the Colts, which I think the Colts are definitely better than Baltimore, but man. I really don't want to be like, oh my god, well, I'm going to pick the favorite for everyone. I think this is the matchup. I would pick the Bills. I think I would pick the Bills if I was, again, a betting man. If I was a betting man, I would pick the Bills. But I think I'm going to stick to my guns and say what I said earlier in my previous playoff video. I said it was going to be a Green Bay Packers, and the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl. I think that's still what's going to happen. I feel like they'll still be good enough. Even if Patrick Mahomes, like I said, is like 80% of himself, I think they'll be fine. And they are usually a very clutch team. They usually know how to get the job done. They're a very well coached team too. So it's not like they're going to be out there with their heads cut off or anything like that. Same thing with the Packers. I feel like they have a very good game plan, both teams, on figuring out what to do. So I'm picking the Packers to win the NFC Championship game, and I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to win the AFC Championship game. I know a lot of people are saying casual, oh my god, this is blah blah blah, easy take. Yes, it probably is, but like I said, I will not be surprised if this is a Bills-Packers Super Bowl, a Buccaneers-Chiefs Super Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So, it could go either way, but I'm just going to pick what I think, and what I said originally in my last video. I'm going to stick to my guns and say Packers and Buccaneers. And with that being said, I guess we can talk a little about the Super Bowl. Isn't the Super Bowl in Florida this year? Is it not? I think it is, and if it is, I mean, obviously, if the Buccaneers make it to the Super Bowl, that's a little bit of a home court advantage. Even though, I don't think, are they going to allow fans in the Super Bowl? I mean, if it's in Florida, they're going to have fans in the Super Bowl. Let's be real, they still have Disneyland open down there, so there probably will be a handful of fans there. So, I mean, if the Buccaneers did make it, dude, that'd be a very nice matchup for them, getting a little bit of home court advantage, or home field advantage, I guess you could say. But if it is what I said, the Packers and Kansas City Chiefs, again, you guys already know who is in the Super Bowl, but if it is those teams, I think I'm still going to give it to the Packers. I picked the Packers to win it in my last playoff video, and I think I'm going to give it to them again.
Aaron, did you agree with the decision to kick it there on 4th down?
Well, I didn't have a decision on that one.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with the Packers all the way. I think Aaron Rodgers, again, is just, it's the last shot. It might be the last shot of his career, and I don't think he's going to be wanting to let that slip away. Even if it were the Bills, I think the Packers will still win. I think the Packers might be the best team rolling right now. Again, it could just be fool's gold. You know how they played against the Rams. Maybe the Rams played better than I remember, but I don't think they did. And the Packers are something, and he just doesn't want to be there. I know Matthew Stafford also is now asking to be traded, so that's definitely some big time moving pieces, especially if a team that just needs one quarterback can really make it there. I did see like his list of desired teams, and apparently the Jets are like top 3 or like number 1 on his list, so that could be very interesting, especially, well, if he had to get traded, I'm sure the Jets would probably have to trade their pick, wouldn't they? And they have like a top 3 pick, they have like the 2nd pick or something like that, don't they? So, that would suck not being able to draft a player, but if you can already get a set good player like Watson, if the Jets have a chance, even as much of a chance, take it, because they're going to regret it, and then maybe draft someone that is not even going to pan out. I talked about this in the NBA with the Houston Rockets and their James Harden trade. They traded James Harden for just a bunch of draft picks and Victor Oladipo. Like, I would rather I'd rather get back a already established good young player like the Jets could do with Watson. Sure, you're trading a top pick, but that pick might not turn out. I'd rather get an established player you know is good instead of just a draft pick where you're just like, oh, hope and pray that this guy somehow works out. So, I don't know. I think that's definitely a move to do for the Jets. And then for Matthew Stafford, I'm not actually entirely sure if he has any trade-like destinations, but he doesn't want to be in Detroit anymore, which is kind of sad. It says here the Lions and Matthew Stafford have mutually agreed to part ways. So I'm not entirely sure where he would want to go. There's probably, again, a lot of really good teams that really would want him, but yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Oh, wait, I'm actually going to take a look at the other list of guys. The Miami Dolphins. That's interesting. The Dolphins. Don't the Dolphins have Tua, right? Don't they already have Tua? That'd be really weird if they have both those guys. I think Tua would probably leave eventually, unless they want like some sort of crazy quarterback duo for years to come. That'd be actually kind of interesting if one is better at something than the other. That could be a pretty crazy dynamic duo, but I doubt that'll happen. I think Tua, if he ever established himself as more of a better quarterback, I think they should do it. But obviously, I'm taking Watson over Tua. No offense to him, I think he's still going to become a really good quarterback, but Watson is already a good quarterback, so that's just my opinion. So again, that's all I can really think about to talk about NFL-wise. But if you guys can think about any other videos, like any videos at all, ASMR roleplay, NBA videos to talk about, video games to play, anything like that, let me know down in the comments. I'm sort of starting to run out of some ideas, so definitely let me know. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed or relaxed or entertained or whatever you got out of tonight's video. And yeah, I'll see you guys again very, 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 very soon.